Now that the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring semi-finals are set in stone, I thought it would be the perfect time to predict the finals of the tournament, the winners of the tournament at Night of Champions on June 28th, and the winners' Ultimate Championship matchup at SummerSlam. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off with the King of the Ring, the semi-finals are set. We have Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn happening on SmackDown, I believe, and Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso on Raw. So for me, I think that the winner of the Randy Orton-Sami Zayn match will be Randy Orton, and I think that the winner of the Cody Rhodes-Jey Uso match will be Cody Rhodes. Now, with Cody and Jey, you could have some shenanigans with Seth Rollins interfering, Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. I feel like that will be the route that they go down again. They could cost Jey Uso the match, but they could also cost Cody Rhodes the match. However, I just really can't see anyone else but Cody Rhodes winning this whole tournament. So I think the final will be Cody versus Randy Orton. Now, obviously, Cody and Randy are in storyline best friends. I think in real life they're like really close friends as well, but this will be the first time that these two have faced off since Cody's return, so it'll be a huge final for the pay-per-view and it will be an amazing match. Now, of course, the elephant in the room here is that Sami Zayn performing in Saudi Arabia would obviously be another huge deal for Sami, so a lot of people think that Sami Zayn will win the tournament and go on to the final at Night of Champions. However, I just think it's too perfect to not do Orton versus Rhodes in the final. And similar to what I said with Cody and Jey, Sami Zayn is also involved in this mix-up with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. They could very easily cost Sami the match, and then Sami could still get a match at Night of Champions, maybe against Seth Rollins one-on-one, or against Braun Breaker, etc. I do think that Sami will get his moment in Saudi Arabia because, as I stated in my WrestleMania 42 predictions video, which I will link in the description below, I do think Sami Zayn will win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia this year. So, yeah, that's how I think this will go. But anyway, back to the topic at hand, our final, Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, and yes, as I mentioned earlier, I see Cody Rhodes becoming the 2025 King of the Ring. Now, as we all know, with last year's winner being Gunther, this means that Cody Rhodes gets a championship match at SummerSlam. So at Night of Champions, as well as the King of the Ring final, we have John Cena defending the WWE Championship against CM Punk. John Cena retains, big surprise. The SummerSlam main event is John Cena versus King of the Ring winner Cody Rhodes, and this is Cody's redemption to win the championship back from John Cena after losing it at WrestleMania in horrible fashion with Travis Scott, might I add. Also, as a little caveat, I really could see this happening. I could see Cody Rhodes winning the championship off John Cena, finally regaining his gold, only to lose to cashing in Seth Rollins. But that's just speculation. So now moving on to the Queen of the Ring semi-finals, we have Roxanne Perez versus Jade Cargill and Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Now, with Roxanne Perez and Jade Cargill, I do think that Jade Cargill is going to win and move to the finals. Now, I am a huge Roxanne Perez fan, and in my Money in the Bank predictions, I thought that she was going to win the briefcase. However, that didn't happen. As we all know, it was Naomi. For this, I would love to see Roxanne Perez win the Queen of the Ring. However, I feel like you can get an out with it. Now, obviously on Raw, sadly, Liv Morgan is injured and we don't have a date of return just yet. So I think that Roxanne Perez will kind of act as an interim Women's Tag Team Champion with Raquel Rodriguez and face the Bella Twins at Evolution, just like Liv Morgan was going to. And then once Liv Morgan is healthy and can return, this will set up a great continuation of their storyline between they two. Now, tough choice between Asuka and Alexa Bliss, but since it's on SmackDown in Michigan, I do think that Asuka will advance because I actually thought it was on Raw in Bliss's hometown of Columbus, Ohio, so I thought that Alexa Bliss might get the win, but seeing as it's not, I think that Asuka will advance to the final. And so that brings us to Night of Champions for the Queen of the Ring final, Jade Cargill versus Asuka. And I do think that ultimately our winner and Queen of the Ring this year for 2025 will be Jade Cargill. So much like I mentioned with Cody Rhodes winning King of the Ring and going on to his championship matchup at SummerSlam, The same is happening with Jade Cargill. So Jade Cargill is going to SummerSlam to face the Women's Champion. Now, I do not think it will be Jade versus Tiffany Stratton. In fact, I think that at the Evolution pay-per-view, Naomi will cash in her Women's Money in the Bank, become champion, and then at SummerSlam we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi for the Women's Championship, the rematch from Wrestlemania. Now, would Bianca Belair get involved in this? Probably. And set up a future triple threat, which would be amazing. But once again, that is all just future speculation. I think we get John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam and Jade Cargill versus Naomi. So once again folks, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know down below what your predictions are for the King of the Ring winner and the Queen of the Ring winner. Check the description for the linked videos that I mentioned earlier. And just thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day.